G'day, it's George delivering you another episode of Message of Hope. And like all the other episodes, it would be great if you could hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with all your friends and loved ones. Alright, we have reached the 14th of January, 14th day of January 2026. Time is flying. I'm really enjoying these episodes. So I'd love to see you give me comments. What kind of things you want to hear, talk about? It's just keep me more motivated. So let's get on with my notes. Some dangers don't arrive with warning signs. They don't shout. They don't announce themselves as threats. They look ordinary until suddenly everything explodes. On the evening of 14th January 1858 in Paris, the city was alive with elegance. Carriages rolled forward the opera. Well-dressed guests laughed, unaware that history was about to turn violent. As Emperor Napoleon III arrived, 3 bombs were hurled at his carriage by an Italian revolutionary named Felice Orsini. I think I said that right. The explosion shattered glass, tore through the crowd and killed innocent bystanders. Smoke filled the air, screams echoed through the streets, chaos replaced celebration in seconds. Napoleon survived, but many did not, unfortunately. What's haunting about that night is not just the violence, it's how normal everything seemed right up until the blast. No one sensed danger. No one paused. No one suspected that destruction was hidden in plain sight. And that's exactly how financial sabotage often works in our lives today. Can you guys relate to that? Tell me in the comments, yeah? This strikes a chord with you. Most financial disasters don't begin with recklessness. They begin with small compromises. Yeah, a little purchase justified because we deserve it. A loan taken because we'll manage somehow. And a decision rush because everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is doing it. Everyone's buying the latest iPhone. Everyone's buying the EVs. Not that I'm against people doing this. Don't get me wrong. Nothing feels dangerous at first. It feels reasonable, comfortable, even normal. Until one day the pressure hits. Debt suffocates. Stress steals peace, and fear replaces freedom. Is that a good trade, guys? The explosion doesn't happen immediately, but the fuse was lit long ago. Scripture speaks directly into this reality. Excuse me. The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. You find that in Proverbs chapter 22 verse 3. Notice that this verse doesn't say the prudent avoids life. It doesn't say the prudent never takes risk. It says the prudent sees danger. Danger, Robinson. Godly wisdom gives us sight, not just of what is attractive, but of what is attached. It helps us ask, what will this cost me later? Not just, can I afford it now? We're surrounded by financial explosives disguised as opportunities. Clever advertising is designed to stir dissatisfaction. Credit seems reward impatience. Social pressure whispers you're falling behind. Hey, you're falling behind. And just like that night in Paris, everything appears festive until the damage is done. That's why financial wisdom is not about being clever with numbers alone. It can't be, right? It's spiritual, yes. It's moral, definitely. It's deeply connected to trust. I agree. James gives us an invitation many overlook. That's the book of James I'm talking about. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach. That's taken from the book of James, chapter 1 and 5. God doesn't shame us for asking. I'm not going to shame you. He doesn't say you should already know better. He gives us wisdom generously. But wisdom requires something uncomfortable. It requires slowing down at times. So before signing, before spending, before committing. Wisdom asks questions when emotions want actions. So here's a sobering thought. Napoleon didn't choose the moment of attack, but he was still vulnerable to it, wasn't he? Likewise, we don't control every financial storm, but we do control whether we walk blindly into danger or prayerfully around it. Godly wisdom doesn't guarantee a trouble-free life, but it does reduce unnecessary suffering. Okay, getting a bit more reflections here. So let me ask you, what might danger be hiding behind something familiar? What financial decisions are you making out of pressure instead of prayer? Are there small choices today that could become explosions tomorrow? Jesus told us to count the cost before building a tower. I mentioned that in a few episodes ago. Not because he wants us fearful, but because he wants us free. What a beautiful Jesus. Freedom grows where wisdom leads. That night in Paris reminds us of a timeless truth. Destruction rarely announces itself. Yeah? Cancer doesn't announce itself until it happens. And all these horrible things that happen in life. But neither does wisdom shout. It whispers, it nudges. It invites us to pause and trust God more than impulse. In a world filled with unseen financial minefields, God's wisdom is our only protection. So, in my prayer for you guys, I pray that God give you heart to seek wisdom, wait for it, and walk in it in all the days of your life. So that's a message of hope for today. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.